I'm here. I'm here. I've been stressed about being late. Who's here? Lenny, Flyby, Mike, Mars, Rahul, Rahul, Matthew. Hi, everyone. You're so cute. It's me! I need like an MC to announce me before I come on. Hi, Enrico. Hi, Maddie. Oh, happy lunar year. Yes, it's the year of the dragon. Hi, Matthew. You made it too. I have to tell you guys, I had a dream last night. I had a stressful dream last night. I was like in Vegas with friends, bad friends, like bad influences. And they were constantly like trying to make me go out and party and do all these things and get into like just like stay up all night like on rooftops drinking and things like that. And and I was like, I have to go live. This is really what I have to go live. I have to go on like YouTube and I have to log in and I have to do this. But they kept like taking me away from that and like taking me out to brunch and taking me out for drinks. And then like my computer broke down and my phone broke down and like I couldn't afford to get a new one. It was just all these things, but I was so concerned about not going live. It was all I cared about. And I think I even like broke up with those friends. There was a big fallout because they didn't support my priorities. So yeah, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. What does it mean if like technology is breaking down too? What does that mean? I reached 1.5 thousand subscribers. It was a very good, I usually tend to remember my dreams. Yeah. I have been thinking about like these lives are so much fun. It probably would be more effective to actually post videos, but this just feels more, well, it feels more fun right now. And it's nice to have like feedback. It's nice to interact with you guys. So, your nightmare, oh wait, was my reality once upon a time. Really? Like you had to go live? Or yeah, you had to do some kind of online thing. I'm sure that happens all the time. You had a crazy, oh, everyone share their dreams. What did you dream? Fatal Framer. Yeah, but anyway, so like I woke up with that and I was like, I have to go live. Like, so with that in mind, I was like, okay, I have to be on time and like, I have to get all these things done in order so that I can be there. And then even my internet wasn't working this morning. And my mind started being like, okay, what's the plan if the internet isn't working? What do I do? You had friends that were bad influences. You had friends though. That means you broke up with them. Or maybe they're good influences now. I don't know. What am I drinking today? I didn't have time. I didn't have time to make my proper regular drink because I was busy. So it's just water. It's boring, I know. It's just water in a giant jar. I was so convinced that I lost some memento letters. Oh no! Did you check like first thing this morning? Like, okay, they're still there. None of you saw that. None of you saw that. None of you saw that. I'm human, okay? I did that on purpose to prove a point. Oh, E.G. Enrico. Okay. think that's really funny. Can you tell I'm a bit frazzled this morning, and I can let that go. I can let that go. I don't have to have that be the energy of this live. It does happen all the time. It's not like anything's like really showing. Am I gonna watch the Super Bowl? No, because I didn't know what was going on. I probably won't watch it. I'm not opposed to watching it, you know, but no. Hi-yo. Puppy bowl. Puppy bowl? I don't understand. Yeah, so I've been a bit stressed this morning, and I don't have to do that. I don't have to. It's really weird when you realize, like, oh, I'm really going into situations thinking I have to do it a certain way, or I have to, like, be like true to whatever mood I've been in all morning. Like, I can't just abandon that. I can't just decide I'm like completely confident now and happy to be with you guys all. And like, this is going to be a great live. And there's nothing more I need to say about it. You don't care for football either. Not really a sports guy. I don't feel like my people are sports people, but I'm not opposed to sports. You know, another version of me would be so into sports. Because it's fun. Why not? Why not? Why not? I don't know what Fortnite Battle Pass is. What am I so stressed about? Yeah, like I said, just waking up from the dream, I was like, I don't know that I'm stressed. It's just a little like waking up and needing to do a lot of things before this live and making sure I get them done. And then thinking about what I want to say. And I guess like there's a little bit of trepidation about today's topic because I feel like it might get weird. And that's not a bad thing, but I just feel like I might, it might get weird. It might get weird. That's okay. So yeah. Oh, and also, no, I'm not even going to share that. I was just concerned about something this morning. Yeah, and I have things to do this weekend. You know when you just have a to-do list going on in your brain? I've been doing, do you guys know 75 hard? Do you know what that is? I've been doing like 75 soft, my own version of that. So 75 hard, for those of you who don't know, is like for 75 days, you're supposed to follow these specific guidelines, which is like 2 45-minute workouts a day, drink a gallon of water, get 8 hours of sleep, read 10 pages of a book, follow a diet, and take progress photos. I might be missing something, but those are the things. So I'm doing my own version. And it's fun, but it does just mean that I really need to be in charge of my time in a different way. Specifically for like the 2 workouts. Yeah, I just need to make sure that all of it gets done in a day. And then like it's supposed to be that if you screw up and like you miss something, you have to go back and do this and like start 75 days all over again. So anyway, like I said, I'm doing like 75 soft, so it's not, if I miss something, I'm not starting over. I'm not necessarily stopping at the 75 either. And like, I'm not drinking a gallon of water because that's honestly unnecessary, but I'm drinking half a gallon. And my diet is like, I'm just trying to get more protein. But the thing I really like is having to do 2 workouts a day. It was like okay, so what's like, this is an opportunity for me to start doing something that maybe I don't normally do. And I've tried most things when it comes to exercise. Like I've even done boxing and that kind of thing. Um, but what I've started doing that I'm like having so much fun with, that's kind of surprising for me, is I was like, I really like dance actually, and I really would like to be a more graceful person. And I've been doing Pilates for a while, and like I really like that like elongating sensation, like intention. And when you start doing that, it really changes the way that you like that you move and that you do all other exercise. Like starting to do Pilates has dramatically changed how I do yoga. And it's almost like, oh, yoga is a completely different thing for me now, coming from like the mindset and kind of like the attention that you give when you're doing Pilates. It just really changes the entire experience. And so I started doing ballet, like bar classes and like center ballet. Anyway, I started like kind of tiptoeing my way into like the world of ballet. And even last night, like I went to a concert, and my friend was like, you're like standing straight, you're doing like ballet posture right now, aren't you?" And I was like, "Yeah." But I love it. I love like how it makes me feel, I don't know, it's like, oh, there's my spine. Oh, this is available, this is here. And again, my hope is just that like it completely changes how I move through the world. I think when you're approaching anything, it's really good to be like, how will this affect who I actually am, like how I carry myself, how I am with other people, how I am in my body, how I am in my self-expression. Like if you think of it like that, not so much of like, I want a six pack, like that's fine, but I think what makes a bigger impact on people is just like how you actually hold yourself and how you move. People pick up on that so much, and that makes such a bigger impression than anything that you can kind of just like chisel. So I'm having a lot of fun, and it's gotten me reading again, which is good. Yeah, I'm doing ballet. It's so fun. I took ballet when I was 5, and my mom says I was very good at it. Like my teachers liked me. I don't really remember. My teachers liked me. And I believe I stopped going because my friends stopped going. And that was kind of a story, like that was a pattern that I had for a while, is I would sign up to do things with friends and then I didn't want to do it without them. So like I just think I had a lot of self-discipline as a child naturally that my other 5-year-old friends didn't. So I typically like kind of stood out in a class of very young children for that reason. So I could have kept going and maybe been successful with it, but I didn't. You would fall on your ass. Yeah, having an interest is really healthy for mental health too. Hi, Nathaniel. I've never seen Nathaniel spelled like that. Okay. So, I want to get to today's topic. Sorry, I think like my ear just popped. I can suddenly hear everything. First of all, I just want to say like I'm really, really grateful to have the opportunity to talk about this. Like it's such a beautiful topic. Seeing the world through innocent eyes. That's so beautiful. And I want to start with like why we don't do that, why that isn't normal or natural. You know, a few weeks ago, maybe it was like my first live back, we talked about like the present and the past and the future. And I was like, I don't know what the future I still think that's funny. I think that's like actually the correct definition of the future is like but So we talked about the present a lot, and there's so much self-help stuff out there, or like wisdom or spiritual guidance about like be in the present moment, be in the present moment. All we have is the present moment. But something that I found really helpful as I've developed in life is to look at everything from a place that, like, it's logical, whatever we're doing, or it's logical, whatever the thing is, or like whatever is in place right now. There was good reason for that. How someone behaves, there's actually like very sound reason for that. There was a podcast I really liked for a while called 99% Invisible. I don't even know if it's still on, but I was so enamored with it because it took the premise that like design is 99% invisible, that everything around you was designed, like was intentional, and we take it for granted and we just assume that things are the way they are because they're that way. But no, someone thought to make it that way for a good reason. And so we struggle to be in the present moment, or I would say most human beings struggle to be in the present moment. And you can kind of be like, oh yeah, I guess we're all failing at this like present moment class or something. But instead, if you take it from the perspective that like maybe there's very good reason to our best interest, or what we think is our best interest, what we think is like our most effective, efficient selves, there's very good reason that we're not in the present moment all day long. And so taking it from that, okay, why wouldn't I just exist now? Or, with today's topic, it's like if every moment is brand new, every moment is like this beautiful, fresh little bud on a stem. Why don't we see it that way? Why do we come with baggage everywhere we go? Everywhere we go, we come into the situation. I come onto the live stream with like everything that came before, and then I have to explain everything that came before, and I have to explain what I've been doing all week, and I have to explain how my morning went and how my dream went and how I don't come in fresh. I don't. So why do I do that? Why do we do that constantly? And I think, again, if you look at like what you think is your best interest, imagine for a second that every moment is brand new and you're like a little baby and you don't know anything. You don't know anything. Now, it might be incredibly liberating to come from that place. And that's why it is such a gorgeous idea that I don't know anything, and you just drop it all. You drop everything and you just exist and you're just here. And I'm just noticing a phone like I've never seen a phone before. And I'm trying to figure out what is even going on, and I'm seeing names popping up on the comment stream, and there's a tripod. And again, I've never seen a tripod before. And there's all these like latches and clips and things, and I don't know the material, and there's a room and there's light and there's me. Like I've never been a person before. I don't know how that works. I've never had hair before. I've never had lips before. I've never had eyes before. I've never had a mind before. I've never had a thought before. A thought enters my mind and I go, what's that? I've never had teeth. I've never tasted something or had water. Everything is new. And I have no preconceived notions. Now that's like, that's a lot. I mean, it's rich and it's full, and it opens up the possibility to completely undo everything that's come before. Not undo, but like to start new, to reimagine, to have a completely different relationship with everything. It's like toppling a tower and being like, no, we're gonna build something new, because the tower that we built, it wasn't actually how things are. It was just how we interpreted everything we saw around us, and then we built it like that. But if we tear down all the interpretations, we can make a new tower. But that would take a lot of time, potentially. And that would take a lot of effort. And that would take a lot of focus. And that would take a lot of presence. And we're not used to that. And if you think of yourself as this like very efficient, effective machine that makes it its job to like fulfill whatever mission you give it. And so whatever you think life is about and whatever you think you are about, you've been carrying that out. Like you've had these ideas about like what life is and what I am, and then you quickly gathered all these interpretations, all these meanings, and you don't have the time. You don't have the time and you don't have the energy to like constantly be like figuring out what everything means and what everything is. So you have to just like decide that's that, that's that, that's that, that's that. And now it's all just like there for you. It's very efficient, it's very effective. We've chunked so much information into everything around us so that we're like, okay, I know how things work, and I can just move forward from that place. And I can just move forward. So it's actually like this, it's a gift that we're able to do that. Like it's a gift that we're able to just like be in a body and not constantly be like, what is it? What is this thing? It's proof of how efficient we are and how like genius we are, that we're just quickly able to gather so much information and just store it and have it there at our fingertips. But in that hurry to like fulfill the mission and be who you think you are and do what you think there is to do, you're missing some assumptions that are potentially wrong. Or I won't even go into wrong. It's just like maybe someone else taught you that, or maybe it's unexamined, or maybe it's not very useful. And so you've built this tower and there's a piece that it's like, yeah, that piece really hurts me, actually. And this thing over here, it really scares me. And it means that I have to like sidestep that all day long. And this over here, I have to sidestep that all day long. And I have to grit my teeth through this. And I have to do this. Because I've gathered this whole image of the world. And it helps me move through it. Because I know what it is. I understand. I know the rules. I know how to play the game. Like, I built the game and now I can move through it. And that's wonderful. And at the same time, if you want the game to be different and you're like, you know what, maybe this is more difficult than it needs to be, or maybe I want to go over here and I can't get over there as long as this piece is in place. It might mean I have to tear some things down. I might have to tear a lot down. I might have to go back to ground level. That's a horrible thought, isn't it? I might have to reimagine everything. I mean, you don't. But I could. I could reimagine everything. And I could tear this thing down because I want to get over there. And I can't get there while I've built this tower that only leads me here. I can't jump. So maybe I have to go back down and forget the things that I know. Forget the things that I assume. And just like be okay in the not knowing. Be okay that maybe now I'm less efficient and I'm not getting to my destination, because maybe that wasn't even a worthy destination. That wasn't even a worthy goal. That wasn't even like the person I want to be. It was just who I thought I had to be. So maybe I can like just drop the assumption that I know what I'm doing, that I know what things are, that I know who I am, that I know who I am. When you wake up in the morning, you look in the mirror and you're not like, who's that? you're fresh every moment, but you're like, yeah, that's me. That's me. And you don't even really like, again, you're taking in so many bits of data just in terms of like your face. You're just taking it in. And we're like, yep, Janessa. But if you were to be like, I have no idea what I look like a painter. I love painting. I don't do enough of it, but when I did paint, the thing that I would always say that I loved about it was that painting teaches you how to see. Because to actually be able to reproduce something, like a face, like an eye, like lips, like a nose, or like a tree or a landscape or anything like that, obviously I'm more of a portrait. I like portrait more than landscape, whatever. But in order to actually reproduce it, I have to know what it actually looks like. Like I have to understand it on a much deeper, like much more simple, broken down level. And I have to question myself. I can't just be like, mouth. I have to be like, but what actually is a mouth? Can I actually look at that mouth without assumption? Can I actually pretend like I've never seen this before? I've never known this before. And can I paint or draw from that perspective? And when I speak, like again, it might feel kind of scary, but can I actually exist in a place that like, I don't know what I'm going to say next. And I don't know the quality that my voice is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be understood. I don't know the words that I'm going to use and the inflections I'm going to use. And can I let myself be surprised and be just open and present to it as it is right now? If I'm with someone else, like someone I've been in a relationship with for a really long time, and I know them, and I love that I know them. Like that's part of why I love them actually, is because I know them. Is because I've invested the time to get to know them. Am I actually willing to completely drop that and be like, maybe I don't know them at all? What would it be like if I didn't know them? What would it be like if I saw them across a room, you know, maybe like before you're meeting someone, and if you have a moment to just, you see them like waiting at a table or something. If I was a complete stranger and I didn't have this chunked information that like I instantly see Jeff and I'm like, Jeff, you know, and I'm a complete stranger, what do I actually see? And if I've never seen a person before, what do I actually see there? What do I see? What is there actually to see there? And if I speak with them and I drop that I think I know where they're going in the conversation, or I think I know what their opinions are, or I think I know what their past has been, or I think I know what their mindset is, or I think I know what their passions are, or their interests are, or their likes, or their dislikes, if I just completely drop that, what's that experience like? And it can be destabilizing. That's the point. That's the purpose of this actually, is I want to break up the ground under my feet, because for so long I've been so convinced I know what is. And typically that has caused me a lot more pain than pleasure, actually. Discovery and newness is wonderful. It's so fun. It makes life fun. This is why I like repetition. This is why I like going back to things. I like playing the same song over and over and over, because I get to just, I'm different, and from that place I can hear it as if I've never heard it before, and I get to experience myself through something familiar. Does this make sense? It's like I'm changing one of the like algebraic components, and I'm making myself the variable instead of the thing. That feels like a very complicated way to say that. But it's there. Lately, I've been listening to, there's this fantastic channel called Horses that I stumbled into, and it's a lot of philosophy. And I used to really like philosophy, so it's taking me back to like those years of reading like Nietzsche and Heidegger and all of that. And I was listening about the concept of, life is meaningless. Life is meaningless. And I remember the feeling of despair that was associated with that conclusion. Like, life is meaningless. It's so funny to me. And I was listening to these philosophers, like, or these different theories and things like this. And it was really, really fun because I was able to kind of marvel at all their thoughts. Like, I was able to think of these thoughts from a place of like, imagine no one has thought this before. This is truly like revolutionary. The idea of like the Ubermensch or whatever it is. This is, no one thought this before. And then like some philosopher thought, I'm going to write this down. And he thought very hard about this. He thought about life in a very difficult, he thought so hard, and then he wrote it down. And then other people were like, wow, his ideas about what life, I don't know. I was just able to really, really see it from a completely new perspective and to kind of marvel at it. But then also to kind of be like, oh, that's interesting that such a younger me really understood these concepts, but from a completely different place. I really did. That's always really fun to look at. I really did understand it from the place I was looking at. But life is meaningless. That used to fill me with so much hopelessness and fear and anger. Like, how dare they do this to us? I don't know who the they is, but how dare they? How dare they put us on this planet and they make us live. They make us have these bodies and go to work and make money and have relationships and brush our teeth and get dressed and have lattes, and none of it means anything. It was a very upsetting thought that none of it means anything. But it's so obvious to me now that what was upsetting was like, it's not like attitude, but it's like this, it's like something else was projected onto that thought of like, and it's nothing has meaning. So much was like this, this kind of despairing personality that more than like it wasn't that nothing has meaning that was upsetting. It was that like, I'm not able to affect anything. I don't have meaning. And I want someone to give that to me. I want that to be here now. I want meaning. And nothing I've done feels like I've accumulated anything for myself. Nothing, I don't feel authentic. I don't feel like I have purpose. I have reason. And I really, really feel like I need that because it will stabilize me. It will collect me. It will make me feel less afraid and less alone. And when I say less afraid, I mean there's no rules. Like there's no this, hey, I'm going to take you by the hand and I'm going to tell you, you do all these things and you will never have pain and you will live a successful life and you'll do life right. Life will be done right by you if you do these things. You'll have passed the test. Life will have been, you can check that off. And I really thought that's like, that was necessary. That was absolutely necessary. And so then to like strip it away and be like, there is no right. It felt like I can't win at this. It was like, oh, life is something to be won at. And now they've told me there's no winning. And instead, so I mean, those aren't innocent eyes. Those aren't innocent eyes. There's so much there. And instead, when I hear like life is meaningless now, I kind of think it's like the most wonderful gift we've ever been given is this emptiness. Emptiness is the most wonderful, wonderful thing. Zero and nothing are the most wonderful things. Someone once told me that like zero didn't used to exist in maths. But the invention of it, or like the discovery of it, so yes, we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but when we introduce zero, suddenly we can do so much more with mathematics that we couldn't before. So the idea of nothingness, of meaninglessness, it doesn't have meaning. This doesn't have meaning. What I'm saying doesn't have meaning. You put it there. You get to choose. You get to work with it. It's all just malleable clay. And you also, it means you don't have to have answers. As much as people might tell you that you're supposed to know things, and you're supposed to give answers, and you're supposed to give arguments, and you're supposed to like present clear, concise ideas, they're all just ideas. They're just ideas, and they'll be broken down, and they'll be reintroduced again. And they're barely yours. Most of your ideas someone else has thought of before. Sometimes I've really held myself back from sharing just like occurrences or like thoughts, because I think, oh, at some point this might come back to bite me. Like at some point I might not believe this anymore, and then there'll be this thing out there that I shared with someone and I'll be wrong. And I'll look really stupid, and it'll be really embarrassing that I said that, or that I believed that, or I thought that. And again, there's like so much meaning behind that of like, I have to always be perfect. I have to always know. I have to always, always know what's going on, because that's my value in the world. And people expect me to know what's going on. And if I don't, that's the death of me. People won't respect me. People won't like me. People won't listen to me. So instead of risking that, I'll just never open my mouth. I'll just never actually say anything, because I don't want to get caught in something wrong. But in a way, it's all right and it's all wrong and it's all empty. It's just empty, empty, empty. And anything that is causing you grief in your life at this moment, like you have the opportunity. You have the opportunity. You don't have to do this, but you have the opportunity at any moment in time to be completely new, completely fresh to it. Completely. It's just about your awareness and your focus and your curiosity and your ability to just take something in as much as you can at any given moment in time and drop your preconceived notions about the thing. I can do it about this live. I can do it about how I think this is going, or about my day, or about my current circumstances, or about my life, how I think my life is going, what I think I've accomplished and what I think I haven't. I can take any piece of any story and I can just drop everything and choose to look at it. Like just look at it closer, as if I had to paint it. I have to paint this. And if it's useful to you too, you can narrow the palette of colors, to put it that way. Meaning, you can use different tools with this too. Sometimes it's like, it's too overwhelming to just be like, I'm gonna be new, I'm gonna look at this newly. Like, can we even do that? We're still humans. We still, like, we don't even know all the assumptions we're making at any given moment in time, and we kind of need some of it, because again, like, otherwise we're just these like floating amoebas. But you know, with the painting analogy, it's like, let's say I only have blue to work with, meaning can I narrow it? So you can take something that you think is wrong, and you can apply it to the thing. So it's like with a person, I think this is really useful in relationships. With a person, it can just be like, I think I know this person, and what if I drop that and I go, I don't know this person at all, and I'm going to go over there and I'm going to talk to them like I don't know them at all. Like, I'm just meeting this person for the first time. You can do that. You can also do the complete opposite. And actually, people really respond well to this, which is like, let's say you're meeting a stranger for the first time. I'm going to go over there like we're best friends, right? I'm going to go over there like I know everything there is to know about this person. And we get each other and we vibe, and like I can completely like change the script, the assumption. I can go in with a new assumption for the purpose of realizing, oh, that thing that I thought back there when I was like, I don't know this person at all, that wasn't true. I'm just knocking down bricks. I don't know anything. I don't know anything. You get yourself free. You get yourself as free as possible. More and more, I think that is like the only thing to really go after in life, is just to get as free as possible. And any place you find yourself bound, where it has to be something, wonderful. Thank you for like showing me that constriction, because now I can let that go. Show me all my binds. Show me all my binds so that I can get freer. Just freer, freer, freer. I don't think we actually need confidence. I think we need freedom. And that can mean a lot of different things. If you think someone's an idiot, you can go into a conversation like, what if I think they're a genius? And just be open to whatever happens without a need for outcome, right? Like, you have to ask, why don't I look through the eyes of innocence? Probably because you think it needs to be a specific way. You think you need to get something out of this. You think you need to be something, or the other person needs to be something in order for the world to make sense and for you to move forward and get whatever it is you think you're getting. But if you drop the outcome and you're like, I just want to be free in this moment, that's what I care about. I just care about like being in my life as free and happy and open and trusting and loving and willing as possible. That's what I care about. That is the only thing that is worthwhile. Is just like really feeling connected to life and connected to possibilities that I haven't even thought of. And then you go into everything with that. I'm not saying this is going to be immediate or it's going to be easy, because you've trained yourself with shortcuts. And those shortcuts make you feel stable and grounded and like you know something, and like everything makes sense. And maybe you don't like it, but everything makes sense. And at least you have that. So there will be that at first. But again, if you discover this piece of freedom where you're like, oh, it's not how I thought it was, and actually that's not scary, it's like the most beautiful thing I've ever experienced, you'll want to do it again and again. Like, we want things to feel good. We want to feel good. We want to have good lives. You want to have a good life. You want to enjoy being yourself. You do want to enjoy life. You want to have a good time. You want freedom. You want possibilities. You want pleasure. You want joy. You want love. Like, you want whatever you think feels right and good. Like, I just don't know how else to express it. Like, we just move towards that no matter what, even if we move towards that through pain. And I'll just bring this into, because it's like been on my mind and it's been things I've been writing about, from these, looking at things through like the eyes of innocence. I'm just going to say that again and again and again. The eyes of innocence, of innocence, of innocence. What if everything is innocent? Is innocent. Everything is actually neutral and has its own, like, has a kind of like purity, divorced from you and your preconceptions. And so you think like, that thing is bad. But no, it's neutral. You brought that in. And then there's like, and then you feel bad for the bad, and the bad for the bad, and the bad for the bad. And the thing isn't bad. We're just like so resistant to it and scared of it. We're just scared of it. But so even horrible things that happen in the world, horrible things, and even like the horrible aspects of ourselves, if you can look at yourself as a stranger, that will help you. And that's something I've started doing, which is like, as I'm moving through my day and I'm caring for myself, I kind of imagine like I'm caring for a stranger. Like I'm caring for someone else, and I'm taking care of her, and she can trust me. And I find that's very, very, very soothing, and it's like I just feel more cared for, and I feel safer, and I feel like I'm better able to care. There's just a different mentality in it. And with that too, it's like, imagine all, even just like uncomfortable emotions like hatred or anger or rage or like shame, or if you look at that like a stranger, like all the horrible things you think you've done in your life, or all the good things you think you haven't, if you're to look at a stranger, you were just to like drop into your life right now and just see yourself, just, oh yeah, that person over there, you've never met them before. Would you be that hard on yourself? Would it be so terrible that this person is angry, or that this person didn't go to class today, or I don't know, like this person didn't fulfill their potential? Would you would you be so upset with them? Would you be so triggered by it? No, because it's a stranger and you don't really care. It's only because you think it matters for your life and like, and what you're supposed to accomplish. You don't care what other people accomplish or don't, really, because that has nothing to do with you. And for a second you can be like, it has nothing to do with you either. What you're doing has nothing to do with you. It's just things they're doing, feelings they're feeling. And it's innocent. It's like, it's all so pure and it's so innocent. And I think human beings, like, we're not that different from how we were when we were 5 years old. You know, when a little 5-year-old throws a tantrum, we go, okay. And as like an adult man, you throw a tantrum and it's just as innocent. Isn't that cute? You threw a tantrum. Okay. Cool. What a good, you were really effective. Like that was a really, really great tantrum. That was, wow, you really hate that person, don't you? Wow, all that, you're really powerful when you hate someone. Wow, that's what it's like to hate someone. That's a lot. Wow, that's hate. Okay. I'm not saying like go out and do terrible things, but it's innocent. The feelings are innocent. The resistance is innocent. Most of your actions, like most people's actions, it's innocent, and it can be messy, and maybe you make mistakes, but the mistakes are innocent. It's just life. It's just, there's something so like simple. And again, if you just look at yourself like a child, like you slipped, you made a mistake, that person got hurt, and it's all innocent, and it's okay. It's okay. We're all just like, we don't know what we're doing. We barely know what we are. we don't know what we are, but we barely know anything. We're like these tiny, tiny particles on a spinning blue planet, going around like a giant fiery sun that's like, what, 8, I forget how much bigger it is than us. And it, like, think of how big the universe is. And think of how there's infinite universes within that universe, if you go into infinity, and like where you are. And then we hold ourselves like, I must know things, and I must be things, and I must succeed, and I must. You don't know anything. And that's like such a gift. It's such a gift not to know, and to have the opportunity to not know. It's so much fun to not know, and everything comes from there. Everything just becomes like discovery and exploration, and I think it's one of the best feelings in the world is just newness. I think when that like suddenly appears where you're like, I don't know anything, it's like the most freeing, wonderful feeling that a person can have. And it's always available to you through like a million different ways. It's always available. And I just suggest that anything that's causing you pain in your life, like, so to get more practical with this, anything that's causing you pain, or even just like boredom or frustration, you have 2 options from my vantage point. First of all, you can drop it, and you can either make like a completely new assumption. Just have fun. Have fun with it. Have fun with your assumptions. Don't be scared of them. Don't be scared of your limiting beliefs. Your beliefs make your reality. That's cool. Like, cool. What beliefs do I have? If they're making my reality, what beliefs do I have? How does that work? Just be curious. How does that work? Okay, if I'm making all of this, and like it's making my decisions, and it's making me do this, that's like really interesting. I must be like a really complex, interesting, powerful machine. How am I doing all this? And you can drop it and try to assume something new, and like really live into like, okay, I'm gonna like try this. I'm gonna experiment with this. I'm gonna completely pretend like I don't know what this is, and I'm gonna form a completely new relationship with it from this new place. And that's really exciting. Or I also believe that you can do the exact opposite, because I love paradoxes. And I actually think that the more you get to know something, the more you're like, I don't know anything. So I think like middle grounds can be kind of dangerous, where we're like, yeah, I know that. Okay. But like we haven't examined it for a while. So I would say, like, if you really are certain something is a certain way, like you can do this in writing, you can do this like even in a conversation with someone, just like get it out there, meaning like go full force into what it is you think something is. Like go be like, I know exactly what this is. Like take that to the extent that you can possibly take it. Meaning if you're like, I think this is what this book is about, or like, I think I am like a horrible piece of shit. Really, if you're like, I am not a good person. Okay, great. I want you to like present it to the jury. Like go to that extreme. Be like, don't be scared. Just go into it. Lean into it. It's a Chinese finger trap. Lean into it. Write it all out. All the reasons why you're terrible. And what I think you'll actually find is like when you break the resistance to that and you actually allow yourself to look at all the evidence you actually have been compiling for yourself to like keep this thing intact, it won't carry water. Like it'll seem pretty feeble. Chances are it's pretty weak, actually. And you're like, okay, I mean, I guess it's true, but also it kind of like this seems kind of silly, and it'll lose its appeal. I don't know how else to express it. That's how I experience it. It'll lose its appeal, and you'll be like, I don't think I actually do know that much about this. And again, that's a really good place to be. Just that of like, I don't think I actually do know as much as I thought I did, because then you have space, and yeah, you've created space for something else to enter, and now it can move, now it can develop, now it can form into something else. So I'd say you can use like both of those tactics, whichever appeals to you more. If you've been like for a really long time trying to change your mind about something, I really recommend like don't change, like reinforce your mind. Reinforce it. Yeah, try that and tell me, let me know what happens. I know that I just like did this recently with a few topics, and first of all, it's like kind of fun and creative to like really exaggerate and go into it, and it kind of has this lingering after effect of like you feel a bit foolish, and suddenly things start to occur differently. What? Okay, I'm back to the chat. I don't know what's going on. You guys think I need help? What? Okay. How are you guys all doing? Okay, I'm just gonna assume it's like some joke. My dad said hi. Wait, did my no. Trolls, okay, yeah. Emma Slay. The trolls took over the chat today. The trolls, what am I gonna do about this? Maybe nothing. Last time I kind of found it amusing. I don't need to do anything. Okay, so who's actually Hi, hi. Yeah, I think we might need to make a private live stream. I don't know. I can work. Do you guys have any ideas for that? I don't think I have like the power to like assign moderators. I don't think I'm a big enough channel to do that, but I might be wrong. Your mom said hi. Hi. Where am I from? I'm from Canada. My confused face is so cute. Do one push-up. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Mars. Yes, you should subscribe. Thank you. Elodie. That's beautiful. Speak up. Am I mumbling? Justin. I need to stop just like doing whatever people tell me to do. Hi. Okay. Are there any like real questions or anything people want to talk about? Elodie. Do a 360. No. Why? Okay. I'm gonna sign off. If there isn't anything real, you have a real question, Gloria? Oh my goodness. How many subscribers am I hoping to gain? 100, that would be nice. Do I need a mic? Maybe I need a mic. I've been just kind of doing this the way I've been doing it. Okay. If no one has anything real to say, 2,000. Yeah, I'd like 2,000. That would be nice. Brush my hair. Come brush my hair for me. So this is love. So this is love. This is what makes life worth living. Thank you, Flyby. All right. I'm gonna go. Yeah, if you guys have any ideas of like what I could do about trolls on here, please send me some messages. All right. What's the happiest thing that ever happened to me? It's the happiest. It's the happiest thing that ever happened to me. I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe it hasn't happened yet. Okay, I'm gonna go. I love you guys so much. Feel free to message me on here or on TikTok. Yeah. And yeah, just like say hello, or if you have any questions or anything that I can offer anything about, please hit me up. You guys are amazing. And just like explore what we talked about today. You know, can you look at things in a completely different light? Can you look at yourself like a stranger? Can you look at things like you've never, ever, ever seen anything like that before? And can you let yourself just be like open to everything that you don't know? Can you let yourself be completely innocent? Okay. Bye.